Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Engineer class in Planetside 2. We're going to be talking about what kind of things you might want to put your cert points into and how to play the class most effectively. Now the Engineer class, believe it or not, is one of the most played classes in Planetside, and this is not because they are amazing in infantry combat, it's because Planetside is a very vehicle heavy game and engineers can repair vehicles. They do this using their repair tool, also known as the Nano Armor Kit, which is a little repair gun. You can put certification points into this gun. It's relatively cheap for the first level, only 10 cert points, then it goes up to 30, then 50, 150, so you can get it all the way up to level 5 out of 6 levels for a relatively low certification price. The final level is 500 cert points, so you're probably going to want to hold off on upgrading it all the way until you're just overflowing with cert points. But if you are driving a lot of vehicles, flying the ESFs or whatever, you just find yourself in a situation where you're doing a lot of repairing, I would recommend getting this to at least level 5 to be just to save yourself a lot of time. Now the other trademark of the Engineer is dispensing ammo. So not only is the Engineer invaluable for armored columns, but he's also invaluable for keeping infantry pushes going. In base assaults, dispensing ammo is absolutely critical. As you all know, and you've probably heard me complain about several times, you don't get that much ammo in Planetside 2. So just as you clear out the guys out on the outskirts of a base and start to push in, you're often out of ammo at that point. So you either need to head back to wherever you got your ammo from in the first place, possibly a Sunder, or you need to get an Engineer in your squad or nearby to drop an ammo pack. This can be really nice sometimes for solo play. As you can see here, I've dropped in on top of a building. I'm able to rain down death from above with my carbine, and I can rearm using my own ammo packs. Now a really cool thing about the Engineer class is that it shares weapons with the Light Assault class. So if I upgrade the carbine for my Engineer, that carbine is also going to get an upgrade for the Light Assault. If I get Laser Sight level 2 for Engineer, I'm going to have the Laser Sight level 2 for the Light Assault as well. So I recommend finding a gun that you really like for both Light Assault and Engineer and upgrading that one. Now another piece of equipment that's going to be permanent for the Engineer is the turret. Now a cool thing about the turret is that when placing it, you can actually hit B and turn it into an ammo pack, meaning you can swap out your utility slot ammo pack for mines, and you can still place down ammo packs for people by turning your turret into an ammo pack by hitting B before you place it. Now when you place a turret, it puts a pretty illuminated shield in front of it, so it's going to be very visible. Chances are when you place it down, you're only going to have a short period of time before somebody starts rocketing you or a tank spots you. You're a very easy target to hit from rockets or tanks, but on the front side you're impenetrable from bullets. So you can usually set it down, take a few shots, take out a few infantry here or there, but then I would recommend abandoning it quickly because you're a very easy shot, especially for snipers. Now because the turret can switch into that ammo pack, I find that it's usually a good option to switch out your basic ammo pack, which is in your utility slot, for something like anti-tank mines or anti-personnel mines. Now I've tested out both anti-tank mines and anti-personnel mines. I have to say that for the most part, I really like using the anti-tank mines. Anti-personnel mines seem to be good for a kill or two if you're lucky, if two guys happen to run over it at the same time. But ultimately, they're not going to really achieve any big goals. Now check out this tank battle here. Matimio and I are in a tank. We actually just get outmatched by this Vanguard tank up here. He's really got his tank spec'd for anti-armor, and we're sort of a hybrid tank setup right now. And he's just got his shields on. I see the tanks going down hardcore, so I bail, try and rep. It goes down. Matimio goes down with the tank, but I have anti-armor mines available to me. So see, now this Vanguard's so teched out for anti-armor, he manages to take out this other Mag Rider tank as well. So he's doing a pretty good job of it. But check out how good anti-armor mines are if you can get in close. Now sometimes you can place them down on a road in anticipation of something getting near you. Personally, I like to just chuck them down on the ground right next to the vehicle. They're incredibly effective. You can actually take out a Sunder by placing 2 mines right below it. Now think about that for a second. If you can sneak up on a Sunder that's potentially fueling an entire battle, if you can just get 2 mines right down on that Sunder, you can kill it. So they'll detonate generally on their own, or you can try and assist them with a grenade or by shooting them. So overall, my reason for choosing anti-armor mines over anti-personnel mines is that would you rather be able to kill a guy or two that pop out of a sunder, or would you rather be able to blow up the entire sunder, probably killing all the guys around it? It was a pretty easy decision for me to make, but if you plan on making an engineer that's primarily decked out to fight other infantry, then you may want to go with anti-personnel mines. Now you can also get C4 in your utility slot for engineer, replacing the mines or anti-personnel explosives, but it's extremely expensive and the first level only gives you one stick of C4, so you just don't have the same kind of destructive power as you would with anti-tank mines. I think currently the mines are a much better choice over C4. Now for 100 cert points you can unlock sticky grenades, replacing your standard grenade with a grenade that's supposed to stick to surfaces, but as you can see here, I'm trying to stick it to a rock, it bounced back off, killed my teammate. Again, I'm going to try and stick it to this non-rock surface, it just bounces right off. I have seen some success with sticky grenades. Players have claimed that they've been able to throw them and stick them to surfaces, but in all my tests they seem to just bounce around like any other grenade. So I'm pretty confused by sticky grenades, not really sure if they're bugged right now or if there's some sort of ability that they have that I'm missing, but currently I think it's kind of a waste of 100 cert points. Now let's talk about the suit slot for the engineer. Do you want flak armor? Do you want nanoweave armor? Do you want a utility pouch to carry more mines and C4? In my experience, and especially since the latest patch, I think there's only one real option to go with. Before the last patch, I would have said nanoweave armor. However, the last patch has increased the amount of explosive resistance of flak armor, since engineers are often in vehicle areas, experiencing a lot of splash damage and that kind of thing. Flak armor is a great choice. For relatively little cert point cost, you can upgrade it all the way up to 39% explosive resistance. If you upgrade it all the way to the level 5 flak armor, you can reduce your explosive damage by 50%. That is huge. In fact, that's probably really good for most classes, but especially engineer, because you know you're going to be involved in a lot of armored combat. As for the ability slots for the engineer, I cannot imagine myself spending any points on the mana turret. Right now it just reduces, or it increases the time it takes to overheat your turret while firing. That's something that I'm going to end up using so infrequently. I'm not going to put any points into that. The devs had talked about having different kinds of turrets, like anti-vehicle turrets and anti-air turrets, made available to the engineer. That is something I could see myself putting points into, but I'm not sure if that's even still on the drawing board or not for the engineer class. Now, if you find yourself playing the engineer a lot in infantry situations where you're really resupplying people with ammo a lot, you might want to end up running with 2 ammo packs instead of using anti-personnel mines or C4 or anti-tank mines. In that case, it might be worthwhile to put some points into upgrading your ammunition pack in your ability slot section. This can upgrade the duration that it stays on the ground and the radius at which it can supply ammo. So you can actually crank out quite a few points if you have 2 ammo packs down at the same time in different areas. It's also worth mentioning that the ammo pack that you can turn your turret into is a level 3 ammo pack, and it will always be a level 3. So that pretty much wraps it up for the engineer guides. Personally, I had played it mostly just as a repair class, just to repair my tanks or my flying vehicles. It can be used somewhat effectively as an infantry class. You can be a bit more liberal with what you shoot at. Most classes you have to conserve your ammo a lot, but since you can replenish your own ammo, you can really take a lot of shots at a lot of targets that you're not even sure if you can hit. You can really just waste magazines at people that are far away just because you have all that ammo to spend. So thanks for watching, guys, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out my Twitch TV account. It's twitch.tv/LevelCap. I've been doing a lot of Planetside and Battlefield 3 streaming over there. Been having a lot of fun with that. So just make sure to go check it out, subscribe if you're interested, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.